The importance of high-quality documentation and discoverability championed by our jurors is also echoed in today's keynote conversation, one developer portal to connect them all. What does that mean? I'm asking Christoph Weber and Kristof Van Tomme to the stage for a short conversation, please. Hi, Kristof.
Hi.
And hi, Kristof. Welcome.
Hi. From your
Christoph Weber, who is Solutions Architect at Pronovix, and Kristof Van Tomme, who is CEO of Pronovix. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for joining. So this one developer portal to connect them all. When we were preparing, we were talking about how the Gartner predicted a shift towards a best-of-breed kind of landscape rather than a monolithic landscape. Is this something that you are seeing in the conversations that you are having out there on the field?
Yeah, this shift. So the idea was that in the past, developer portals were part of API management solutions, and because of that, there were like a sub piece inside of a solution. And there was this shift towards... Nathaniel, can you go off video? Thanks. Sorry. So there was the shift towards, instead of looking at developer portals as a developer experience function that spans across your whole technology landscape, instead of having like a portal here and a portal there and a portal there. And now there's one really exciting thing that I've started thinking about, but I'm not sure yet if I've seen a couple of examples that start look in that direction. But I believe that there might be a split of developer portals as like a bifurcation of the model, like still having a single portal for all the technologies, but either having a platform portal where you can do experiments for different products that you're like bring all the interfaces together and like can demonstrate and explain how they can be used, or having like micro portals that still spread across all the different technologies and bring all the interfaces together in a single portal, but like for specific product focuses or for ecosystem functions. So that's what the first one I'm really seeing. The second one is somewhat hopeful thinking, but maybe starting to see some of that. Kristof?
Yeah, from a technical perspective, the landscape that has diversified is very real. Back in 2019, which in API time spans is eons ago, I saw my first example where a major financial institution here in the US had two gateways, Pidgey and Kong in their case, for technical reasons. And since then, this has spread widely in the ecosystem. We've seen it with various customers. We've heard about when we talk to friends and colleagues in the space. And also, we've seen a much bigger spread to different types of APIs, and beyond that to more interfaces. So we see REST, we see async API, we see SOAP still lingering, gRPC, other API types. We see widgets, we see data contracts, we see homegrown protocols. There's a diversity of stuff out there. These are very real. And my perspective on this is, if you have all of this, that your consumer shouldn't have to care that there's all this diversity. It needs to be one touch point so that you can find what you need in integrate where you need.
At the same time, a popular phrase now is that, well, AI is going to solve everything. It's going to automate all integrations. Just lean back on your chair and let AI integrate everything that you ever wanted. Will we still need developer portals?
So this is a question that was very much top of mind when we did AI the docs earlier this year. And then the core conclusion that I got from a lot of talks was that documentation is not becoming less important, it's becoming even more important. And so I think that we will still need developer portals. but there might be a shift from who is using those developer portals. Is that well, also we need to see like how fast this all goes. Like if you want to have really well structured, predictable results, you still might want to have a deterministic program that is consuming or APIs. But even so, like even if AI would go, or even if we get like general artificial intelligence and you get really, really good robots, then still we will need to be able to publish the interfaces that we provide both internally and externally. And then maybe the persona is going to be shifting from developers as your primary persona to more business, which anyway you should be doing already today, making sure that you're also covering your business personas, to ultimately potentially having machines that are consuming your API documentation on behalf of a user that is trying to establish an ad hoc connection to some of your backends. So I think that in the future, that might mean that it's not really, that the label developer portal might have to be changed. Maybe it's no longer for developers. Maybe it becomes for, maybe like, and we've written about this a couple of years ago that maybe we should be calling this interface portals rather than developer portals. But I think that's the technology we will need. We will keep on needing. Also, I think that AI is actually accelerating the importance of developer portals, or this class of websites or documentation sites, because you need really good documentation to make these programmatic affordances available for these technology systems that go look for them, and to make them discoverable and findable, so that both internally and externally people will actually be using those existing things that hopefully also help to provide some guardrails around some of these capabilities. So that's, yeah. So I think developer portals are only going to become more important, but they might change names. Kristof?
Yeah, I would fully agree with this. And regardless of the semantics of naming things, the underlying thing for me, the truth that stands out more and more is that with AI in play now, the computer science notion of garbage in, garbage out has become more central and more important. So it's the shining examples for me in portals, whatever type of portals we call it, is the ones that focus on business affordances, on use cases, rather than just technical documentation. Because whatever automation will play later on, it's about solving a use case. And if you guide, whether that's humans or machines or a mix, when you guide people through how to achieve a goal, that's what the winning solution will be, no matter what. And it's about pulling together multiple backends, the multiple interfaces that are necessary, and document your step-by-step solutions. We know that Orazio is coming in open API space. These types of things will become front and central, I think.
When I was running the questions through you when we were preparing, I brought in this idea that I think, Kristof, you pulled my attention to a podcast where they were talking about media, but about the coming infinite content, like, and how one thing that is most probable that will stand is the domain authority of the original and the domain authority of a high quality curation. And I believe that this is the strength of developer portals. Do you agree with that?
Which Kristof?
I think I would ask Christoph Weber as a solution architect.
Yes, I think domain authority is extremely important, and it's about what is the real source of truth, because all of the AI things, whether we call it AI or LLM or any of those notions that we've seen in the past 2 years, the models basically reflect back what already exists. They're not inventing new things. They may remix it in unexpected ways, but the real authority is who knows what's going on and who can cleanly expose it. So domain authority is going to be the mechanism that allows us to become the source of truth. It's like you in your business and your documentation should be the source of truth rather than someone else like Stack Exchange or Reddit or whatever. And that's where the information flows from.
It's also like we see, well, this is kind of fresh, and it's actually now happening that the LLM providers like ChatGPT is starting to provide a competitor for search. But actually, if you look at it, what they're doing when they're doing search is basically global World Wide Web scale retrieval augmented generation that they're doing, where they're first doing a search against the keywords that you provided, and then they try to generate something based on the content that is being loaded from those web pages. So the same mechanism that we have today of publishing authoritative content and documentation is potentially even more important, because now people are not browsing through 10, 20, 30 links, but like a bot is picking like a couple of these and then generating an answer based on them. So yeah, interesting times for sure.
Mm-hmm. So what we need is, to summarize, we need good, really good documentation. And, and riffing back on where we started, we need unified documentation across the entire interface landscape that we have.
Yeah.
Of which we are about to see some stellar examples. So, Kristof and Chris, thank you very much for opening up with this question. Whether we need developer portals. I was a bit afraid what will be the answer at the Portals Award, but apparently we still need them. So let's see how to do this very well in 2024. Thank you very much for coming to the stage.